Hey, my YouTubers. Today I want to talk about having crazy faith, okay? And when you have faith, it's talking about when you believe in what you can't see, or when you believe in possessing something and you know you don't have the means for it. I paused for a moment before I went on this video to do for you guys, because when I think back over my life, now I don't know about y'all, but when I think back over my own life, I realized I couldn't afford nothing I had. Just money didn't, when I got blessed with big things, it wasn't money that did it. It was like straight faith, straight believing. Okay. So I got to tell you guys what being disobedient cost me and what fear cost me before I could even tell y'all how the outcome was. So I don't know what it is between me and Big Daddy, which y'all know since you've been following me. Big Daddy is my God. So maybe every 3 years, lately, every 3 years, he'll be like, it's time for you to drive something else. So initially I thought the vehicle that I had prior to, that was kind of like, I fell in love with the make of the car. I loved everything about it. You know what I'm saying? And so I enjoyed what it did and I was content. And we all know that the Father don't really like us content. I be trying to be slick and be being content, because I felt like if I didn't ask the Father for nothing, I wouldn't go through nothing. That's, just trying to help the Father navigate my life. But I never forget, one day I was getting in my other vehicle and I heard and I was like, what is that sound? I took the vehicle to go get checked, and it was my compressor going out, and it was going to cost me $2,000. So being that my vehicle wasn't paid for, I didn't get it off the lot paid for, I was caught in the middle. Like, do I want to invest $2,000 in this car, or am I going to have to get another vehicle? Prior to me taking my car to get seen about, I just heard so clear, it's time for you to get out of this car, because it's going to tear up, but it's not going to tear up with you. So I sometimes throw tantrums with Big Daddy. I was like, oh my God, right when I'm just like comfortable, you know how we think we be straight and we try to just stay in that little lane, no, blessings don't come that way. So sometimes the Father had to stretch us and make us uncomfortable. And so he decided to just make me uncomfortable. So years ago, he let me know, anything that you get, you won't be able to say you did anything. Anything that you have, you won't be able to say your money did it. You won't be able to say your taxes did it. It's going to be just me. So I never got excited about tax time, y'all. Just never got excited, because I understood that when I got my taxes, that was catch-up money. Okay? And I know a lot of people like the front when it comes to money. Like, the hell, the stuff I be going through, it's no use in me fronting. All right? So, my car, I was looking, and I wasn't looking based off my faith. I was looking for a vehicle based off only with what the bank said I can get. Okay. And so I was just getting turned down. I knew I couldn't, my credit isn't good and wasn't good at the time for me to go straight to a place. It was just, I'm hearing all these no's, right? So the no's made me back up and be still for a second. And y'all won't believe what happened. So in the midst of me taking my time, being fearful, trying to compromise with Big Daddy, my car that he told me was going to tear up, it ran into a garage. Ran into a garage. It was in park. How that happened, I don't know. I wasn't there. I was walking behind to take my grandbaby to daycare, but my car ran into the garage. which cost $1,900 worth of damage. It did no damage to my car, only to the garage door. So in that moment, I was seeing where my disobedience was costing me a lot. So I had no other choice. And I remember when I was homeless, a lady told me, this is the type of vehicle you will have. And when she told me, I didn't want to really receive it. And I didn't want to hear it. Why? Because I was homeless. So I'm going back and forth with Big Daddy like, nah, Big Daddy, I be trusting you. And I know you can do exactly what you want to do. But how in the world are you going to have somebody to prophesy to me about a vehicle when I need a house? Like, I just want to understand that. So I'm tripping within. Didn't want to share it with nobody because I'm understanding that people don't have faith like that. I'm already full of fear. And he was trying to snatch fear out of me. And so when I decided to start listening, I still was getting these no's. And I was like, well, what is it that you want me to drive? Okay? I'm not talking about what Joy wants. And really, it's not about the car. Like, I was just wanted something close to, I could have it pay for like really quick. So I had fear about certain types of cars and things like that. And then he brought back to my remembrance that years ago, I spoke it as a young girl. This is the kind of vehicle I want. And sometimes we let our fear push away our expectations and our hope. And then also, we're not connected to people that believe like you believe. All right. And so I don't know about you, but with me, I come from a family that don't really want much. Don't really have much. I might have a couple of them that do, like my parents do, but I'm not really around that much of people believing in faith. They only believe in what they can do. And so sometimes it'll be seasons that you feel foreign, and it's not much encouragement there to encourage you when you believing for the impossible, because number one, I'm looking at all my bills behind. I'm looking at my small business struggling. I'm just looking at all these. Girl, you don't have time to think about no car. But I didn't realize that how his name was going to show me who he was. I told you I'd call him Big Daddy. So, getting to the story, y'all, my air went out. The compressor went out. And in Georgia, it's very hot. So my compressor went out on a hot day. I'm single. I don't have a husband, so I couldn't call and say, this air tearing up. So I'm riding down the road. I'm like, okay, Big Daddy, I know I've been moving slow. I've been moving in fear. But can you allow my air to start back working, and I'm going to obey you? So mind you, he allowed me to experience hot heat, and my car ran into a garage, which cost me. I had to charge it all to the game because it was me that was causing unnecessary things because I was fearful. I was looking at my realistic situation, that my account in a negative, I'm struggling, my business is struggling. Like, I'm contemplating walking away from everything. Like, I had so much going on. So a car was sort of like the last thing on my mind, but Big Daddy. Okay. So I'm out of town, and my girlfriend husband texts me this particular vehicle. And I found out something. You got to be dealing with folks that believe with you. Like, their belief got to connect with your belief. And so that make y'all faith strong. But when you are connected to non-believers and you only one believing, it's a little resistance there. Okay. And so the vehicle that I have now, I initially went to look at the vehicle. Now, I am the kind of person that like things in order. Like, I feel like before I have a nice car, my house need to be nice and just things like that. That's just me. Everybody's different. So, and I understood, people talk about you being single. So it just sometimes it be limitations on your status. So I don't have nobody to catch me when I fall, which Big Daddy do now. I'm not negating Big Daddy, but that human form, everything is on me. One wrong move, one wrong decision, it's going to affect me, my business, my household, my income, just everything. So, when I looked at this vehicle, I was seeing 95,000, 85,000, 65,000, 114,000. I was like, oh, hell no. Nah, I know I'm hearing wrong. Okay. So the next week I goes out of town and my girlfriend, husband, texts me a picture of a vehicle. Picture of a vehicle that I saw the year before. But my faith level wasn't high enough yet. So I was fearful. I was fearful, and literally when I was praying for, well, what do you want me to drive? What do you want me in? Because obviously what I think you want me in, you don't want me in. I was just ranting and telling them, like, I don't know what you want me to do. He presented what he want me to do. So then it was up to me to believe that he is able to do the impossible. Okay. So I knew I couldn't go to family because I knew they didn't believe. And I just was like, okay, I'm going to do it with no expectations. And that's crazy. So it took me 3 days to go and test drive. And when I test drove it, doubt just started bombarding me. My bank account appeared. I had $8 in my bank account, but I needed the $5 to keep it open. I had $3. $3 my bank account, and I was facing a $3,200 situation. So $3 in my account, $3,200 situation. So this is the good part, y'all. I just said, okay, let me see what I need to be doing. So I'm doing my last hit, and I'm just telling Big Daddy, I'm like, listen, you won't let me rest. My car gonna go out on me. I don't have it like that. And all he told me was, today I'm gonna show you I'm your Big Daddy. And a man of God walked into my salon, and he made me weep. He was like, God not pleased with where your faith level is, that he has done so much for you that your faith should be further than what it is. And they just tore me up because it messed me up. So I'm in my car crying. I'm going to do what you told me to do. I don't know how we going to do this. It's just $3 in my bank account. I'm struggling. I'm just going through, and really, I'm tired of going through. I'm looking at my going through versus what he telling me to do. But I did go. So I test drove the vehicle and everything. And mind you, my bank gave me a certain limit. So the ticket price was $5,000 over what the bank told me they was going to give me. Didn't have no money. So I go to the bank and I turned in the paperwork to see if they're going to approve the loan. Mind you, I owed the bank. My account was $3 worth of money, very low. So I didn't have overflow and abundance. So in my mind, I was like, man, I'm going to just charge to the game whatever they decide, because there's nothing I could do. I don't have anything I could say, bam, 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 bam. And a lot of people might be able to do that. Like, that's not my story, and I don't be lying to folks to try to bring glory into myself. So I went to go get me something to eat. The man texts me. Y'all know how when you go test drive car, the man texts, heard from your bank? I say, no, not yet. Heard from your bank? Not yet. Heard from your bank, because it's a family here that got the cash money to buy your vehicle. And this is what I said. I say, if the vehicle is for me, it's going to be. If they are able to buy it, let it be, because that meant that wasn't mine. In the midst of that, after hours, because everybody know banks close at 5 o'clock, my phone rang at 6 o'clock. And my loaner let me know that they approved my car. So I called the man back. I said, I got approved for the car. But guess what, y'all? This is crazy. He said, okay, well, we need $100 to hold the vehicle to make sure you come and get it. Y'all, I didn't even have $100 to give the man. I had to call my daughter and was like, look, I need to borrow $100 to get a man to hold my vehicle. And I did. And the family that had the cash money to get it could not get it. So what are you saying, J-Mo? This is what I'm saying to y'all. I am saying that you can't compare your life to others' life. That's number one. You can't dummy down your level of faith because you feel like it takes money to back up your faith. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. Okay? And everything I have and have had in life, it's been only by faith. My business isn't ran off of money. My household isn't ran off of money. And so when I deal with people, it made me, like, walking by faith made me have a problem with how I deal with people, because people are so materialistic to the point where they feel like if you have because you got it like that. But there's some people out there is, nah, I have because I believe like that. And that's all I could tell people. And it's like, I can't never not talk about who did it and how I got it, simply because it's not my horn to toot. All I could do is give Big Daddy the glory. So I want who out there who needed to hear this right here at this moment, at this time. The way you move and how you do things will never be based off you. And a lot of times it might not be based off your money. But let me tell you about Big Daddy. Your faith will be the keys to unlock the doors. And it's something very important that I left out. I told y'all I also needed $3,200. The same man of God that came in my business, he went on Facebook and was like, the Lord just told me to bless this young lady. So Big Daddy released my car and the $3,200 that I needed. And I know a lot of y'all are able to say, well, fans only did it, or your sugar daddy did it, or your man did it, or your great husband did it. All I could tell y'all, the purchase of my Porsche only came from Big Daddy. And he only did it because my faith connected to him and it pleased him. And so he released it. Y'all, when I think about how he did it, it's still mind-blowing. And just be encouraged. I don't know what it is that Big Daddy is telling you to do, but I'm going to tell you this. You're going to be by yourself while trying to acquire it. But just know he's not going to leave you nor forsake you. And yes, it will be scary. But at the end, it will all make sense. Y'all have a good one till the next time. Mwah.